So let me just do a few. You'll notice that the graph is right below the question. So probably the first thing you want to do is just rewrite the question below the graph so there's room to show all the algebra and work. Never do you want to squeeze things into tiny little spaces that are pretty much illegible to anybody but you. All right, then show your work. You know, remember there's a plus 3 here, so we're going to subtract 3 to cancel it out. We got to do that to all parts. All right. So 1 minus 3, -2. And then 3 minus 3 is 0, so we just have x. And 5 minus 3 is 2. And remember, the way you say this out verbally is say all numbers. You don't have to write this, but just so you know how to say your answer properly. All numbers between -2 and 2. And we could use the word inclusive here. Inclusive just means we're using both of them have equal to. So it's all the numbers between them, but also including the -2 and the +2 themselves. So we know just from the beginning, though, we already knew they're both going to be closed because they both have equal to. That's one way to check your answer. So then just graph it: -2, +2, all the numbers between. Everything. No big deal there. Just make sure you show all the words. Prove it. Let's look at one where you have to flip some signs. So I can tell I have to flip signs just by looking at the variable. And if the coefficient is negative, I know I'm going to end up doing all that flipping stuff. So like on number 9, you can see the variable. The coefficient is negative. I'm going to have to flip everything here as well. So you can see it ahead of time. Also here, notice that I'm going to have a closed circle and an open circle. I already know that from the graph. I mean from there that the graph will have one open, one closed. There we go. Rewrite the problem, of course, first. We have a plus 10. We'll just go through to the algebra. We'll go to minus 10 from all. But how it works. You're talking. You know. Okay. And I think all these come out to integers, but they don't necessarily have to. So if you got a fraction, don't freak out and say, well, it can't be done. Especially don't say it's no solution. Put the fraction that you got in here. Now I just divided by a negative, so that makes those change. That's just greater than that one greater than. Now we have 3 b -9. And we want to recognize that this is not an answer. The inequalities are going the wrong direction. The big number's on the left instead of on the right. So flip the whole thing around. We got -9 is less than b is less than or equal to +3. So we have an open circle at -9. That's not -9, is it? That's -7. Open circle at -9, right there. Closed circle at +3. That's just going off if it has an equal to, it's closed. And then the answer is everything between -9 and 3, so you know, there we other than that, where you have to divide by a negative, it's really about open, closed circles and nothing more. Okay. Anything on the back? I think it's all more or less practice, so there's nothing more difficult in the back. No. So it's just good practice. So your homework is just to finish front and back by tomorrow. You'll have your test review tomorrow. And if you have any of those Khan Academies that are outstanding, you want to finish those because you cannot turn any late work after you've taken the test. Okay? You must have everything turned in before the actual test. All right? And you have the rest of the period to